Hi, this is Katie McKnight for K-12 Teachers Alliance, and the subject of this podcast is Reaching and Teaching Reluctant Readers. I bet all of you who are listening don't have any issues with kids who are reluctant about reading. I know that I had my share when I was in the classroom teaching, and everywhere I go around the country and working with teachers in schools, that's something that comes up over and over again, no matter the context. If it's suburban, rural, or urban, all of us are facing issues with reaching and teaching our reluctant readers. So I'm going to begin with a question. What do you know about your students' reading? And I would say that our students actually have very rich, literate lives outside of school. They text, they go on Facebook, they read blogs, they even go into Wikipedia. And they actually read quite a bit outside of school, but they don't read for school. And why is that? Because there's a big difference between struggling and reluctant readers. So motivating our students to actually read is really paramount. And then creating choice and gathering engaging resources, the research in this area shows over and over again that that's the change maker. So we have to create choice and gather engaging resources for our kids to become more engaged readers and less reluctant. So let's look at a couple of strategies. So here are some differentiated instructional strategies for reading and also being able to get books in the hands of kids. So for struggling readers, if you have any struggling readers in your classes, provide readers who struggle with decoding with opportunities to hear audio versions of the text. Listening to an audio version of a text is not cheating. I know when I go on road trips or I'm traveling around, I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and that doesn't mean that I'm cheating. It's just another way for us to absorb text. And give readers for whom word recognition is a problem supplemental materials that include visual clues and meaning. So actually, if you have struggling readers, get your hands on some graphic novels. Graphic novels in particular are very valuable for struggling readers because they match the text with a visualization, a visual picture of what the text is about. And that's particularly beneficial for our struggling readers. So think of your English language learners or kids who might be on the spectrum, and that's a way to open up text in a way that had been inaccessible before. So allot time, too, for readers who struggle to complete assignments. So if you're ever able to give kids a little bit more time, remember, think of the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise was the one who got across the finishing line and won. So it doesn't mean that a kid is cheating. It's about making it accessible for everyone. So if you can give a little bit of extra time for a kid who's struggling to complete an assignment, that is a great DI strategy to help your learners. And then encourage struggling readers to use the internet. Believe it or not, use the internet because often the symbols and icons help kids to understand text because we know about the strong correlation between reading and visualization. And here's two more little tricks for you too as well. Instead of asking a kid after they've read a text, what does that text mean? Because in our Google generation, actually kids are champion skimmers and they can usually pull out a chunk of text and give it to us as a main idea and we're generally satisfied. Instead, if you're really concerned about kids' comprehension with a text, ask them what they saw when they read. And if they can't tell you about the pictures in their head, there's usually a breakdown in comprehension. And so provide strategies that help kids to visualize text, like graphic novels, for example, or actually sketching out what they read. And here's another tip, too. Just like visualization and thinking about the pictures and seeing pictures as kids are reading, also ask a kid after they've read a text, what did you hear? What did the voice inside your head tell you? Most of the time we don't want kids to listen to the voice inside their head, but this is the rare occasion that we do. So after a kid reads a text, ask them, what did you hear? What was the voice inside your head telling you as you were reading the text? And if a kid is not hearing a voice when they're reading a text, that's a huge indicator that they're not actually being active readers. They're not commenting, they're not questioning, they're not responding when they're reading. And there's a whole corpus of reading strategies that can help kids and support kids to develop that skill.